Beautiful friends from around the world, I'm going to be your host Blackenfist, analyzing the newest developments that Dragon Ball Super has given us. And here helping me, Qaaman.
Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today.
It seems that Toriyama drops another bombshell on us, right, Qaaman? I mean, apparently Future Trunks will be coming back June 12th in a new arc of Dragon Ball Super. And it's not just the return of Future Trunks, but I think that we should focus on Future Trunks specifically and on his design. He obviously looks a little bit older. He looks like he's drawn in like a Kanzenban type style. And quite honestly, if you look at the designs that he has done for Beerus, Champa, the newest characters for, even the movies like Battle of Gods, that's the kind of style Toriyama draws it. You can even see it kind of a little bit in Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. One thing that I want to focus in on, in hair, let's be honest with ourselves, hair is a big deal in Dragon Ball considering that it changes colors in lengths and it determines how powerful you are. No joke, really. It's like we're going back to biblical times with Samson here. A lot of people are talking about how Trunks' hair is blue. Now you could take this one or two ways. You can either take it as Toriyama forgot the hair color of his own character, or some people might even are speculating that this is Future Trunks in the Super Saiyan blue form.
I think it's absolute bogus to just assume that because his hair is blue that he's in a Super Saiyan blue form. However, I will say this though, Blackenfist, I was pointing off the air that this could be a testament that they're just taking a stronger nod towards the anime, even though there's inconsistencies because Kid Trunks has purple hair. So how could Kid Trunks have purple hair but yet, Trunks has blue hair? That's the inconsistency. But for those of you who don't know, in the actual manga adaptation, Bulma had purple hair in the manga, but she had blue hair in the anime, and I thought at first that they would be trying to take a nod towards making Trunks similar to Bulma in the anime, but when I looked at Kid Trunks, I realized that that was a discrepancy, so I think it's just design.
If we're gonna really nitpick here, I know this is a very small detail, but if you understand Dragon Ball, it's really not. His hair's not spiked. The Super Saiyan blue state is essentially the Super Saiyan hair with blue hair dye. We all know how Trunks looks in his Super Saiyan state, and Super Saiyan blue theoretically would look like that, or similar to that, but with blue hair. This is just the case of Toriyama's taking a nod to the anime, which I will say is not something that he usually does, and usually when he comes up with his storylines, he actually disregards a lot of things in the anime. This is something that we saw in Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. A lot of people say, oh, the way he depicted Goku in that episode with how aged he looked in that one manga panel contradicts what we see in Bardock, Father of Goku, but you gotta remember, he didn't write that TV special, so to him, he disregards it. But anyway, that's just the way Toriyama works. But honestly, Qaaman, I think that we need to talk about the story developments that we have been revealed under the circumstances that Future Trunks is going to be introduced. Now, it's been revealed that Future Trunks obviously is going to come back from the future, but this time he's coming back from the future because he's having trouble with a foe, and the foe's name has already sparked a whole bunch of conversations. Speculation has been running wild. That foe's name is Black Goku. So, what do you think of the premise here? Future Trunks coming back once again, and he's coming back to get help to defeat this Black Goku.
Well, the first thing I wanted to point out is that I always think it's a little bit racist that black is always being used as a negative color. But besides that, when I heard about that, I kind of raised an unnecessary eyebrow because I'm like, are they trying to make Goku evil in this instance again? And the first thing I thought about is how would it be possible, because in Trunks' timeline, Goku was dead of a heart virus, and I was also thinking, if Goku's dead, how would they get him to not only come back, but how would they get him to go evil? And some people are already speculating that it was Mira and Toa. And for those of you who are familiar with on the Xenoverse games, they have the ability to pretty much make any character, even good characters, turn evil with their magic. And I think that that was something that might be in question, but I just think that they're taking a lot of non-Dragon Ball related things and they're kind of applying it with like the whole multiverse tournament. They're having evil Goku, and now they're even having like some possible video game elements.
That's something that I'm really glad you brought up, and that's the fact that Goku is dead in Future Trunks' timeline. So that would mean that something extraordinary have had to happen in Future Trunks' timeline for even this to be possible. Of course, people were running wild with the whole evil Goku narrative. Speculation about evil Goku has pretty much been running wild since the very first teaser of Resurrection F. So I just want to say something before we continue. Every other time the evil Goku has been brought up, whether it been Resurrection F or previous times in Dragon Ball Super, all those speculations, there has been not a shred of evidence to support that claim. Evil Goku was lumped in with all the ridiculous claims of Bardock and Broly coming into the series. It was lumped in. But another good thing that you pointed out, Qaaman, is that Mira and Toa do have that power, don't they? They have the power to manipulate time, and they also have the power to turn anyone evil. That fits the profile of the information that we have been given so far. One thing that I have to bring up here is Akira Toriyama using video game villains in his own series is unprecedented, to say the least. It seems that with every new statement that comes out, Mira and Toa are becoming more viable as villains.
If you remember the description that they made of it, they were also talking about how there's going to be like a big clash in all of the universes and it's going to get all the Kais involved. I find that interesting because in Xenoverse, like, that's pretty much what happens. Not to the degree where we have the Omni King and all that stuff, but there was like a whole fight for the whole history of time, and I think that that is taking an element straight out of Xenoverse. But to just add one more thing though, Blackenfist, one thing I pointed out in my video about 5 reasons why I think Future Trunks is returning is we said just the other day, Blackenfist, just the other day, that Dragon Ball Super really needs a villain. And I wanted to get your thoughts now that I'm on your video. What do you think about this whole thing about you were just saying the other day that they really lack a villain?
We don't know who the villains are. All we know is that there's someone named Black Goku who probably is going to be the villain. Now, with Toriyama, we cannot be sure of anything so far. So I just want to tell you, I'm not saying Mira and Toa are going to be the new villains. We're just speculating here. The only reason we're bringing up Mira and Toa is because Mira and Toa fit the profile of what's being said with these past couple comments. As for these new comments do give me hope for a new villain. They give me hope that a new villain that's threatening, that actually poses serious harm to our heroes and the world of Dragon Ball is a very welcoming thing. But one thing I want to end this off is that it says that this new battle, this new conflict is going to involve obviously the God of Destruction, Kaioshin, the Supreme Kais, and the Omni King. The Omni King has already been said to have been so powerful that he can wipe the universes off with a blink of an eye. There's a couple routes we can take. Maybe that was hyperbole. They didn't mean that literally. Maybe they meant that the Omni King was extremely powerful. Or it could be that maybe the Omni King is compromised in some way, either by Black Goku or some villain that we're not aware of right now.
Kind of actually reminds me of Xenoverse for a second, because for those of you who don't know, there was a point in the game where you're trying to take on Demigra and Beerus actually could have jumped in to help you, but he kind of could have done it himself. And just because the Omni King might be so strong, that doesn't mean that you could trap him somewhere or like take him out of the fight. And I think that's basically, you know, what this could be leading to. I think if they do come, they could basically take him out of the equation.
I see where you're coming from. A lot of people have been very skeptical with the even mere existence of the character such as the Omni King, because they feel the Omni King is too powerful for any legitimate drama to come to fruition. That's of course if that line of the Omni King being so powerful he can wipe out the universes with a blink of an eye was taken literally. But even if it was taken literally, we don't know exactly the story details here. Like I said before, he could be compromised in some way. But anyway, I think that really ends our discussion here, because to be quite honest, there isn't that much material with these new comments, but we definitely will see, because this will be premiering June 12th, and I would be assuming that the next couple episodes of Dragon Ball Super will pretty much be filler material until we get to the new arc in June 12th. Please check out Qaaman's channel, as he also does amazing Dragon Ball content. And I also want to give a little shout out here to Herms, because if it wasn't for Herms, we honestly wouldn't have this information. He is the one translating all this. So if you want to know the Laker fountain that all the DBZ YouTubers are drinking from, please follow Herms on his Twitter account, because he is the one and he deserves the credit and recognition for it. But anyway, guys, I've been Blackenfist and Qaaman.
And please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, or we always say, to have a great day, guys.